I have to ask a Flames fan, did the Flames do enough in the offseason to give you any confidence that they are going to improve? I mean, they had a really terrible season last year as well, like the Canucks did. I'm not convinced there. And then with goaltending too, I mean, we know from when he was in Vancouver, Jacob Markstrom wants to play every day, and even if he's banged up, he wants to keep playing. But we've seen now on a few occasions with him that if you overwork the guy, he might miss quite a bit of time, and that'll be something to watch there as well. And does Vladar, how do you say his name?
Vladar, I believe.
Vladar, yeah, is he going to be able to step in and provide quality goaltending for the Flames when Markstrom is either not able to play or given the night off? So that'll be something to see. I'm expecting a very motivated Johnny Gaudreau this year, and if you get something going there, then I think the rest of the team will follow. As Johnny goes, I think the rest of them go there in Calgary.
Yeah, and then the acquisition of Blake Coleman, who is actually suspended for their first regular season game. Did you see that hit there, Tyler?
I did, yeah. I mean, in the preseason, there's really not much room for the league to be tolerant about reckless play like that. So, the message has been sent, and unfortunately for Blake, he's gonna lose some pay for one game there at the start of the season.
Yeah, when I saw that, with one game, the Flames had one preseason game to go. I figured that they would give him basically two, one preseason, one regular season. You can't just suspend him for one, and a fine's definitely not good enough. I think, yeah, but I agree with you, Tyler. I think that the two major issues. I think there's three major issues with the Flames. Have they done enough up front to be able to? Are they going to have the ability to score enough in this division? You got going up against the McDavid and Draisaitl-led Oilers. You got the Canucks with Pettersson, Horvat, Besser, Miller. You've got Vegas. I think we talked about them not necessarily being strong up the middle, but they've got depth, and I think they can still score. They've still got William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, Riley Smith, Max Pacioretty, Mark Stone. And then can the Flames score enough to be able to and is their defense going to be good enough too? Because
yeah. Well, and then of course a big loss there with Giordano being picked up in the Seattle expansion, and we've on this show had our criticisms of whether Gio needs to be moved on from, and his leadership, and the players following and stuff. Well, he's not there anymore, so we'll see. Either there will be kind of a new chemistry that takes over there and it works, or they're going to feel that void. I suspect they're going to feel the void, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just look at that blue line, and Hanifin and Tanev were fantastic for the Flames last year as a pair. Rasmus Andersson, I still think, is not quite where he needs to be for the Flames. Maybe he can make that step this year, but I still want to see. He still needs to prove that for me. And then after that, you've got Zadorov and Goodbranson. Are they fast enough in today's NHL? That's a big question. Can Yusuf Alamaki take that step that everyone expected last year? Because if he can take that step, that's going to be huge. Because if he doesn't, then you're just looking at I would say 3 top 4 defensemen, and then you've got a bunch of bottom pair guys who just aren't good enough. Can Oliver Shillington work his way into this lineup? Because that's been a big talk here in Calgary, that he's found a way to work his way into the conversation. Because, and this ties into the goaltending. You do not want to overwork Markstrom. We've seen it. We saw it as Canucks fans. We saw it last year as well in his first year as a Flame. He gets injured. If you play him too much, he gets injured. So you're going to have to find a way to to relieve some of his workload, whether it's in game with being a little bit better with shot suppression, or you're going to have to hope that Daniel Vidar is able to be take away starts from Markstrom because he's playing well. So I think they've got the bodies up front if they all click to be good. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I think, as you said, I think we are going to see a motivated Gaudreau. I think we are going to see a motivated Matthew Tkachuk. I think the big wild card is going to be what Sean Monahan do they get.
Yeah.
If they get Sean Monahan from 2-3 years ago, I think it's going to be they're going to be right in the dogfight with the with Vegas, Vancouver, and Edmonton. If they don't, and they get the Sean Monahan from the past year and a half, season and a half, it's going to be tough because you're not going to have the depth, and I don't know if they've got a line that you can rely on to be a bona fide number one line that is going to scare teams.